shifting it from California, why did those get as bad as they were? I think those were probably the ones that everybody heard of on the news. I know I had a couple friends out there that were like, "Yeah, we packed our bags just in case." Like,
Hmm.
fire's a couple miles away, and then went the other, like, wind pushed it the other direction or something like that. But
Yep.
then a couple other friends were like, "Yeah, we weren't really close, but smoke was everywhere for like 2 weeks."
Hmm.
So, what about those in particular made it that bad?
Yeah, and California deals with they have a lot of unique fire weather things that happen to them. I believe it's called the Santa Ana winds.
Hmm.
And they got like songs about them too and stuff. But those winds come in and they can shift and change. We deal with wind shifts and stuff, and that makes dealing with fire very difficult. Usually, firefighters have to get out of there and let it go so they can like get to safety themselves. But they deal with those wind shifts a lot. They deal with really hot weather. Their terrain can get kind of rough, and and you hear more about them too because they have way more people in California than Montana, so they got a lot more structures that can burn. So they have to do a lot of structure protection. So I think a lot of the focus also gets deterred from the fire itself when you're thinking about all the people there that you got to save. And then on top of that, I believe there's some sort of vegetation there that pretty much once it gets going, it burns up like gasoline. So I think it's some kind of bush or something. Can't remember the name of it, but yeah, that's they got to deal with that stuff, and that sounds miserable. But and I'd have to dust up my knowledge on it. I'm pretty sure California like doesn't do much fire prevention work anymore. I know, like, I think I read something in the 80s about how they stopped their thinning projects. They don't do controlled burns. If they do, it's not very much. So I'm sure that's not helping too much. I don't know if they've updated that recently or what. But yeah, like just letting the forest overgrow and all of the other contributing factors that they deal with is just it's really tough to kind of get a hold of those fires once they get going. And with more people, they get more man-made fires. I know there was one fire last year where we lost a firefighter in the gender reveal party. Someone had a gender reveal party, and one of their things blew up, a bunch of pink stuff, and then a fire started at a park, and then it ended up getting to like 300,000 acres or something. And I think a firefighter went down in that one, so that one was tough. But yeah, they just had a lot more people to cause them, and a lot more factors that make them a lot more difficult.
Yeah. I remember seeing the news about the gender reveal one, and I face palmed extremely hard. And I was like,
Yeah, yeah, I feel so bad for that family too that started because it wasn't they didn't intentionally start it,
no,
but
of course not. Yeah.
yeah, it was that was tough because every time we lose a firefighter, we hear about it in our morning briefing. So yeah, that one hurt a little bit. Yeah, it's like the really unfortunate thing about this job when we lose firefighters is that's sadly the only way that we can learn how to advance our tactics by learning what not to do because we can't go out and like test new things on fires because it's too risky. So
Hmm.
we pretty much learn from people that we lose, which is really unfortunate. But